With Robin SP approaching in the 4.5 update, today I'm here with the full pre-farm guide to take you over everything you do need to know. This includes all the general materials like credits amounts, books, common material mats, ascension materials, so what staggered shadow, what actual traces to farm, what echo of war is being used, and also at the end we're going to be going over general relics to be looking out to farm. Do note this video will not be accounting for any light cones, it just counts for Robin SP herself. Stuck grinding in Honkai Starro? Need stellar jades fast? We've got you covered. Head over to U7 Buy, your ultimate gaming hub for save, fast, and cheap in-game top-ups. Whether it's Starro or your other favorite games, U7 delivers instantly and players love it. Check out their Trustpilot reviews, they're actually top ranked. On the Honkai Starro top-up page, you can recharge your account in seconds. When you head over to the page, all you need to do is pick the pack you do want, enter your UID and server, and buy now. If you want codes and coupons to apply, be sure to create an account for proper savings. USD is a recommended usage currency for best saving. Once everything is set, you can see the savings you're about to get. Want even extra savings? Be sure to use code PRESR at checkout for 5% off. Perfect for last minute pulls or surprising a friend. Click on the link in the description, recharge fast, save more, and keep blazing those trails. So first, knocking out the general materials, you will need roughly about 3.3 million credits to have enough. Purple books wise, you will need about 290, and you also, for her traces, will need 8 tracks of destiny to have enough for everything. Common material for enemy drops are these ones right here, requiring a total of 56 green ones, 71 blue ones, 73 purple ones. These have been in the game since 2.x, so if you're a player who's been playing around that time and has been playing mostly consistent, you will have a bunch like I do here. If you're newer or maybe you just don't have much of the specific ones, don't worry, just be sure to first set your assignments to it, as this is how you generate the bunch of passive one that you do see how I have over 6,500 of. And let's say you're watching this in the future, if you are running out of time, it's very easy. You can just pick this and you can track the enemies that would drop it. Don't do anything stamina related to it, it's not worth it. Just specifically farm enemies, you can track it here. The higher trailblaze level you are, the better the drops will be. So when you click on that, it will track it, and then you can just teleport there, go to the enemies, and defeat them. Multiple units to make this super fast, like if you have Finon, if you have Akron, if you have Silver Wolf SP, if you have Himiko, they can just defeat it as long as they're not elites, and that's how you can really efficiently farm them. The Stagnant Shadow Ascension material she is going to use is the Shape of Cinders at the Fortress of Dome Eye of Twilight. You will require a total of 65 of these in order to ascend her to level 80. Stagnant Shadow is very easy to knock out the way. You can really get this done with a full day and a little bit worth of stamina, so this is the absolute first thing I recommend doing, as it's something you can get out the way and then forget. And now with the long addition of skip tickets, you don't really have to spend much time on it, you just boom. If you specifically need the location for some reason, it's right there, which you probably won't. As you can see, I don't even have it, and it's going to be unlocked because this game is a lot better than said others. But yeah, that is the first thing I recommend getting out the way, requiring a total of 65. Very easy to knock out the way. The trace material she's going to be using is the Bud of Remembrance, of course, as there is nothing else and she is a remembrance character. Total amount is going to be 18 green ones, 69 blue ones, and 139 purple ones. As I always say, traces are extremely cringe and do take a while, so I would recommend getting on this as soon as possible. Although do note the 4.4 update does have a 2x Calyx drop event in like a week or two. So if you really want to save for max farming and you really just want to have maximum stamina efficiency, in that case you can wait for that. But honestly, I recommend just starting on it as soon as possible, and then if you maybe tie a bit into that, and then you can use those runs for something else maybe you need. But if you don't really need anything else, I would just wait for that in that case. And also, if you need the location for some reason, it is right there at the Strife Ruins Castrium Kremnos. I don't know why I said it like that. Don't comment that. The Echo of War material is going to be from the brand new one, so I will have a spoiler warning for anyone that hasn't done the 4.4 story. 3, 2, 1. The Asat Pramad boss. You will require a total of 12 of these, which if you already have it done, you can see I have 15 here and I don't even do all the runs every week. At the highest trailblaze level, you do actually get 3 per run, so by now you already have enough. If you don't, or maybe you're not at that part of the story yet, then you know, one, get there. I don't actually know if this is unlocked for people that don't do the story. Probably is, knowing how accessible stuff in this game is, but if not, just get to it and then you can get this out the way. This still is quite a few weeks, so you're not really on a big time crunch on this, but since they are per week, it would just be recommended to do this right away. And also, since you can use all 3 runs on the same weekly, you are in fact able to knock it out the way quite easily. Now finally, for relic sets. So the way Robin SP functions is very specific. She herself isn't actually going to be acting a lot, it's going to be her memo sprite. So there's a lot of like relic sets there's just no point to run. the most consistent and like the only recommended one really is going to be 4-piece World Remaking, since 2-piece does make her easier to build with 8% crit rate. She gets a lot of crit rate in her kit, but you still want to build up to 50%. And then the 4-piece, it's after the wearer uses basic attack or skill. Where having Memo Sprout on the field, which she will increase max HP of wearer and then Memo Sprout by 24%. All allies also gain a 15% damage dealt increase, which will last until the next use of a basic attack or skill, which with Robin, at the start of the battle, you're going to skill, and that's going to really be her only action outside of ultimate. So you're going to have a permanent 24% increase to her and her Memo Sprite's max HP, and a 15% damage percent increase to the team. Since that's just how the way she functions, the uptime on this is super easy. Other than that, there are other specific cases you can use. Like technically you can use 4-piece Relieved Ordeal or 4-piece Hackerspace. Relieved Ordeal is a bit different since her ultimate, you're not going to be able to have this fully stacked, but the 2-piece speed increase is nice since you do build her with speed, and the 4-piece is able to increase the target crit damage when you do target them with the ultimate, since the ultimate is the one that's going to be targeting that one ally. But with how she works, you're not going to have both stacks, unfortunately, unless you have like E6 Robin SP as of current. So the full uptime on this is not possible, but it is an option. And then with Hackerspace, the way it works also is fine. Also has the 6% speed 2-piece, which is nice. 4-piece can increase the team's speed by 12% for 1 turn when using ultimate on an ally, which is what she does do. So you are actually able to proc the 4-piece effect. Thanks to that, you are able to use Hackerspace, but whether the team you put her on actually is going to benefit from that is a different story, because the one you do target with her ultimate is going to be getting action advanced, so that's not actually going to do anything for them. However, if the other characters on the team are getting a benefit, maybe you're running her alongside Sabrina on the team, and she's not actually being the one targeted, so that speed increase is nice. In those cases, you can do it, but honestly, I'm going to just completely recommend running 4-piece World Remaking. It's going to be the most consistent and also best for her damage, since she also does add up to good damage throughout the battle. And then if you need a budget 2-piece, just do 2-piece speed and 2-piece speed. So 2-piece Diviner with 2-piece Warrior Goddess, 2-piece Relieved Ordeal, or 2-piece Hackerspace. And then for ornaments, highly recommend just putting Von Walk on her. Extra energy regen is nice, and also the 40% advance forward upon entering battle. This is really good. Lets her set up right away. If you have it with her light cone, you can cheat so much action value at the beginning of battle just to have her set up right away. She is built fast. Then you have a bunch of action advance here. So not only are you consuming very little AV, you're also just getting to set up right away and then get your stacks going. So Von Walk is going to net you the best results. However, you can also just put like a generic supportive set on her. And she also can, in fact, use the Emphoria set. So the extra 8% crit rate and also 8% speed for the team does work. So that's also a valuable option you can use if no one on the team is already using it. But like I mentioned, you can put her on a supportive set. So mainly, don't know why I said mainly like that. Mainly gonna be Lushaka for the region and also attack for the character position first. Just be sure the person you are actually positioning first benefits from attack. Otherwise, it is not worth it. If paired with the wind DPS, then you can use Penacony as well. But honestly, in my humble opinion, Von Walk is always gonna be the best. So that's the one I would recommend above all else. But the other options that I mentioned are open. That is the full pre-farm guide for Robin SP. I do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like, we greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell for future videos like this, along with all the types of style content. And I'll see you later. Peace out.